All rise.
No way. Couldn't be that time already.
Yeah. It happens really fast, especially
Hey,
when you go wake up at 4:45.
dang. AM?
I don't know. It could
That's
be
that's
AM,
oh
it could
dark
be
30.
PM. I'm not even sure. Used to be a day where that'd be sleeping in, but anyway, good morning. Please be seated. You are attending Mass for June the 6th, 2021. And now a reading from the book of Bro, according to Sandy Brofax.
Oh, boy, he could sling it.
If it's raining, and I know it is in some areas where you're watching our show, bros put up their hoodies but do not use umbrellas.
No.
It's just from the car to the store. It's just from the store out to the car.
It's just
I'll put my hoodie up.
it's a little water.
You know, we do these bro readings for you. We put these tried and true bro moments on our show and we pass along the savings to you. We do it so you don't have to.
Look at the look at all the great advice we're passing along right in the first 2 minutes of the show.
3 per episode.
Oh boy. It
You
doesn't
think
get any better than that.
you think I'm not running out of them?
We could easily charge for that service.
Right, but we don't.
We don't.
And you know what else? If you call now, we'll pass along the sarcasm too, at no cost.
It's just tossed in.
Yeah.
Yep.
Bros always smoke cigars at weddings while pretending to understand them. For some, that's true. And you know how, and you know how you can tell who those people are. And I say people with all due respect. Doesn't that encompass everyone, really?
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, well, I want to make sure I cover. Anyway, those are the people that you usually see later on at the wedding over in the bushes on their hands and knees. Those
Oh,
people are the people who are pretending to understand cigars. And I'll come back to that. Well, you know what I'll do? I'll tell you. You want me to tell you what I'll do? I'm going to circle back.
oh, we're gonna circle back to that.
We
Oh,
will.
good idea. Which
Finally,
means
this
we
morning,
won't.
bros only use their front or back pocket to store their cell phones. Belt clips are on par with fanny packs, which, on behalf of this bro, I say no go on the fanny pack.
Fanny packs are coming back.
Okay, look, I'm aware to take you on. I'm prepared to take you on in this.
I won't wear one. I used to wear one back in the day.
I can see you wearing one. That's just it.
Yeah, I used to wear one back in the day because it was an easy place to. I had a special fanny pack that had a holster in it.
Okay. Oh, okay. Hey, that's kind of cool, but that's kind of an exclusive group, Ronald.
True enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
Um,
about half. If you ever saw somebody wearing a black nylon fanny pack,
right.
cop.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yep.
Well, you stopped. I gotta finish up the bro thing here, but you stopped me in my tracks. It's interesting. This has been a reading from the book of Bro. Praise be to Bro.
Perfect.
There we go. Mercury is in retrograde.
Whatever that means.
I don't know. I'm just trying to be topical. People in my camp say that I got to be more topical. I got to talk about things that are current, are happening now, instead of just my hair. All he ever talks about is his hair. I got to talk about things that are going on now.
Hey, can
How does
we
my how does my hair look
speaking
now?
speaking of that, hold on. Can we acknowledge something that's happening right this second?
If it'll give me a minute from talking, yes.
The people in the room. Rick Clemenson was first aboard,
God bless him.
followed closely by Melanie Dobson after an unexcused absence last week. Don't
Well,
know what happened.
I knew this was going to drop in my lap here. Melanie,
Unexcused absence.
I don't want to seem to put you on trial, and I found out post show last week the reasoning, but I didn't share it with Corvette Ronnie because I wanted to do it on the air. So,
Okay.
Melanie, why don't you go ahead in your little live chat that Ronnie can do because he's got all the time on his hands.
Nothing but time.
He got nothing to do. I asked him to keep track of the M.A.S.S draft votes. He can't even get that straight.
It's close. It's pretty close usually. Kathy Garcia was next in. Then Vicky. Then Table Saw. Robert's here.
Good morning,
Randy
Robert.
Brazil is here.
Good morning.
Melanie is still here. And Ken Blythe is here. So a lot of the regulars are here up front. We got 14 people watching already. That's a good morning.
I'm sorry. Did you get Ken Blythe?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, and also Visionary Simi, followed by Otis Magoo.
Aha. Okay, well, now that's a name that I'm... Okay, there you go. Melanie Dodson says, I submitted my absence form to Teresa.
Okay.
Went wine tasting. First outing in 15 months. Ronnie,
that's legit. I'm gonna go ahead and sign that absence request.
I don't need to throw myself on the lap of the law of justice, do I?
Whatever that means.
I
No,
don't know
you
what
don't
that
need
means.
to.
That's not where I was going with that.
Please don't throw yourself on my lap again. This is not that kind of place.
Yeah, I think that restraining order covers that too.
Oh, you know who just showed up in the room?
Well, first, before we get to that, people wonder why is Ronnie over there and you're over here? And there's this abyss right in the middle. See, I can't be within 500 feet of him. Who knew?
There does seem to be an abyss. There seems to be something. Wait. Right there. You see that?
No,
What's that?
I'm not watching on that. I'm watching on our...
Oh, I got something. Looks like some sort of UFO or something that I'm tracking.
Oh, great, because I got a story about that today.
You know what? One of my old college friends just popped up in the room. Vicky Brookover. God, man, I haven't seen her in a long time. The last time I actually saw her was when a buddy of ours, a co-college attender at the same time, we all went out to lunch together one time because he was here from Colorado. That's the last time I've seen her. That's been years. So good to see you, Vicky. Thank you. The other Vicky.
Right. She checks in from time to time, Vicky Brooks.
She has watched a couple shows.
Yeah, and so it's great.
Yeah.
And good morning to you. 15 months.
Yeah, that's a long time. I'm trying to. The last concert we went and saw Tower of Power. I think it was November of 19. So we've not been to a concert since then.
Wow. Well, if that had to be your last one, that was a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah. That whole orchestra.
Oh boy.
And that's what
They
you
are
get.
so they're so funky fresh. I love that band. Oh man.
For just for sake of the CC that goes on through the program, he did say funky.
Funky.
Yeah. Okay.
It's funky.
Just wanted to make that clear when they do a
Yeah.
translation on this. All right. Let's see. You want to get to what we're going to get to today? First up, what I really want to talk about is what happened yesterday during golf.
Oh, I think I know this.
Yeah, this is amazing. People, when I tell people I watch golf on TV, I get called a lot of names. Lazy, and others. I can't think of any others, but yeah. And it's not a sport. And those guys aren't athletes. Well, I suggest you check out some of the lengths of the drives these guys are hitting on these golf courses.
Yeah.
The truth of the matter is, the golf courses that have been built in the last 100 years are all too small for these guys now.
Yep.
And I can't remember. Usually the yardage on a golf course is like 7,800 or 8,000 total yards. I don't know. And these guys are just, ready to make par fours their bitches.
Yeah. They're going to go Happy Gilmore on it and hit the green on a par 4.
Mm-hmm.
Right out of the tee box. So,
and this is not a new subject, the length of golf courses. And I'll tell you what, we'll put that on a back burner for another show when we're short on golf sports news. But here's what happened yesterday. I'm watching this tournament, and a gentleman from Spain whose name is John Rahm, Jonrahm, John Rahm, is they're in the third round, and he's walking away with his tournament, and he's at 16 under, and the closest competitor is at like 11. And, I mean, he's just getting stronger and stronger as the tournament goes on. And as it's approaching 3 o'clock, which is usually the deadline for the East Coast, so that they can ensure everybody can watch something like 60 Minutes or something, they're about ready to go off the air, and John Rahm finishes on his 18th hole. And, as is the tradition, the golfer takes off his hat and extends his hand to shake hands. And in this particular tournament, the Memorial, which is Jack Nicklaus's tournament, he takes off his hat and he shakes two other competitors' hands, plus their caddies.
Okay.
So, as they're known to do, they begin to walk off the green because it's the last one. They're going to go in and sign their scorecard, right? Well, I'm watching, and I don't know how many other people are. Maybe they'll join you on the live chat. But I'm watching, and as I watch him walk off the back of the green, two guys who are wearing golf shirts, different colors, walk up to him with masks on, and they give him a bit of news. And he immediately doubles over as if in emotional pain. And then as he goes to stand up from that, he goes, "Not again." And they make him put on a mask, and he goes in. Long story short, he's leading the tournament by like 5 or 6 shots. He has to withdraw because he has COVID.
Must have been a really bad case, for him to be that terrible at golf.
I knew something like this would happen in one of the sports. I knew it. And you know where I thought it was going to happen was the Super Bowl. What if, God forbid, one of the quarterbacks
Yeah.
has a test
Tom
come out
Brady.
positive at halftime?
Yep.
That was the example I think I told on this show when I brought that up. But now it actually came to fruition. And
Yeah, it happened.
he
And
had to withdraw.
you know what? It would be different. And I don't know that it didn't happen because apparently he had been under contact tracing since Monday. He had been exposed to somebody that they know of, and he had been under the contact tracing protocol since Monday. But it didn't rear its ugly head until yesterday. But again, he showed zero symptoms. He was able, and if you think walking a golf course is just a walk in the park, yeah, it's a pretty good hike. You're going to put in 20,000 steps or so that day on your Fitbit. So it's not super easy. It's not something, if you were deathly ill, you would want to even go out there and golf, nor could you golf to the level that he's golfing. So he's one of those asymptomatic COVID guys, making a big deal about nothing for him. And yeah, maybe he and his caddy should just have been wearing masks and, could have got through it that way. But whatever. It's
Okay, so that you would think that's where the story ends, but it doesn't for me. Because number one, I start questioning things that I'm seeing. And when I say that, what I mean is, what is the motivation behind that move that they just made? And you can call me a conspiracy theorist if you wish, but I tend to lean towards following the money, as I've said numerous times on this show. But first of all, what I can't understand is this. Couldn't they have done that in such a way where they took him into a building and perhaps it was going to be another room that they set aside where he could go to with a mask on, sign his card, and then they give him that information, and
right.
then they can then have a press conference stating what took place. Why
Yep.
did they have to come out there on the 18th green and discuss that in front of thousands of people who, one of the things I heard mentioned was it's an outdoor sport, and everyone has been saying that you don't get this in the outdoors. That's completely naive to suggest that this person hasn't been in the confines with other people. Come on, seriously.
Yep.
How about the guy you know what they do when Ronnie, when they take off their hats at the end of their match? I don't want to mess up my toupee. Can you do what they do every time when they get to the 18th hole and it's time to shake hands? What does a golfer wearing a hat do? Do you know?
What? No. What?
You take your hat off, and then you rub your hair like this back.
Oh yeah.
And then you shake hands. Come on.
Yeah.
What's the protocol on that?
Yep. Well, I think my real question is, had he been vaccinated? That's the real takeaway from this. If he was vaccinated, well, first of all, if he wasn't vaccinated, why not? And then if it seems like if you're a pro athlete and your paycheck depends on you playing golf or doing your sport, then you have to do whatever you have to do to make sure that you can do it, up to and including getting vaccinated. Whether you believe in it or not, you get vaccinated so that you don't come down with it. So I will be really very, very curious in the following day or two to hear if he had indeed been vaccinated or not.
And if you're watching our show, following along, and looking at headlines or whatever it might be that you're doing, if you see something, please speak up. I'd love to hear more. That's a very interesting perspective into this
Yep.
interesting situation, which, as far as I know, has not happened before. All right, Ronnie, an upcoming Pentagon report on UFOs, spelled UFOS, UFOs, isn't expected to determine what the mysterious flying objects observed by Navy pilots are, but NASA is now among the government agencies interested in finding out. There's stuff happening in the skies right now, Ronnie.
That's down in San Diego. It's going crazy down there.
All right, look. How long have you been a police officer? What's the length of your career?
Oh, God, 30 years.
So at some point, I'm sure long ago, you would be out on the beat at nighttime. And overnight, a lot of nights, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yes. Yep.
Have you, and I'm asking you because you know on this show, we've always promised to be honest about stuff. Have you ever seen anything that you could not identify in the sky?
No.
Damn it, that was such a good setup, wasn't it?
Yep.
Y'all were with me on that, right? You're thinking,
However, I have been abducted by aliens,
that's not the
but
same
I didn't
thing.
see anything.
That's the same thing. All right. That's too
They
bad.
threw me back.
Hey, so interesting. There's one fly in my studio today, so we're going to play that game too. And coming up, there's a possibility that that white cat might make an appearance, a cameo.
So we've got that going for us,
Which is nice.
Which is nice.
Yeah. So you're telling me there's a chance.
It's 1 in a million, but there's a chance.
UFOs, Ronnie. It would be really naive of us as inhibitors of this planet to suggest that there isn't some other intelligent life form elsewhere. The universe is so vast, and I bet, like I've seen in the cartoons and movies, when you get to the universe end of it, there's probably a sign that points that way that says universe.
Could be. I haven't been there, but
could be
yeah.
under certain circumstances. All right, you know what? I want to get back to our live chat. Here we go. Oh yeah, Melanie says sometimes false positives are positive. Yeah, well, what I heard is he'd been tested negative for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and then he took a Friday test late. He went out to play a round that he had to finish first because of rain. He had a hole-in-one. Seriously, yeah. Which is really weird because they referred to it as an eagle, which technically it is.
Oh, well, yeah, because
It's
it was
2
on a
under
3.
On a hole.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, you would think you'd refer to it as a hole-in-one, and that's the number that you write on the card.
It's still a hole-in-one.
But I guess you would on the card write a 1 and then write 2 circles around it.
Okay.
Which is a sign for an eagle.
Right.
All right, sorry, I won't go there.
Yeah.
Sakar, let's see. Oh, Ken Blythe says 5 to 7 day incubation period. Yeah. He's. Look what he had to give up. Look at what he had to give up because of COVID. And if you're following the Dr. Fauci story in his emails.
Oh, boy.
you're seeing a lot of things that are coming out right now that were thought to once be true, but aren't.
No.
And things that aren't thought to be true that are.
Yep.
And in this world of spin, guys and dolls, that's what you see in these news stories. I can read them any way I want you to see it.
Right.
I really can. But again, I don't need to reiterate the honesty on this show. I'm just saying, maybe we really didn't need those masks in the first place. Maybe those masks were meant for people who had the disease, not to transmit it to people who don't.
That's exactly what it says in one of his emails, where he says that masks should be worn by medical professionals or people with COVID to prevent the droplets from spreading when they cough or sneeze. So, yeah, this has all maybe been for not.
Careful, Ron. You're not a scientist.
No. I know the thing that gets me, and I think I probably told the story before, but we were in Sam's Club wearing our masks, and we walked past the section where they have these perfume samplers. And as I walked past, I could clearly smell every perfume that had been tested in the last 2 minutes. So if a molecule of perfume can get through, why couldn't a virus get through my mask? So totally ineffective.
Well, there's one big answer that I need right away.
Yeah.
And that is, was this man made in such a way to affect large groups of people and completely annihilate their economies and kill off the people who are perhaps the weakest animal in the herd?
So maybe weaponized a little bit. Was it? Oh, I forget what they call it when it was.
This is what Donald Trump was saying all along.
Yeah, it was very likely up-engineered to become a more contagious virus than it originally was.
Well, all they had to do was send an infected person to New York. I seriously believe that. If and you can fact check this all you want, but if you go back and follow the tracings to how this originally happened, that's what happened. Two Chinese, no, they weren't immigrants, were they, Ronnie? They were scientists.
Scientists, tourists, whichever.
And sent to New York, which is the epicenter of virtually the epicenter of this whole American disease. What's going on? There's the fly. All right, that's one. Score.
Ken Blythe says, get some chopsticks and go Mr. Miyagi on that fly. Grab it, snatch it right out of the air.
Ken caught the fly. I mean, he saw the fly, I see. Okay. Okay. Table saw 818. That's my former boss, Robert. And
yeah.
When we see that, we're just going to refer to him as Robert. So, Robert, Ron, tell me what Robert says. I'm sorry, I've got.
So he said virologists measured the COVID virus. Trying to stop the virus with a mask is like trying to stop a mosquito with a chain link fence.
Yeah.
He read that on the internet, so it must be true.
Yeah. Well, when stuff's on the interwebs, I go to the interwebs all the time.
Yep. And then Uncle Titus is weighing in here. He says, this is old technology. Native Americans did not have immunity to smallpox. Europeans handed out blankets infected. Ooh, Ronnie, so
did you say blankets?
Yes, infected blankets with smallpox, which then annihilated a lot of the Native American population in the New World. Yep. Weaponized, I said.
And people, please don't be so naive. you or you fall into that weakest part of the herd. And I'm not just talking about the virus flu shots. I'm speaking in
Yeah.
generalities. Okay,
Yeah.
do whatever you want on that. I could care less. I know what I'm doing, and you know what else? It's nobody else's business really, unless it absolutely has to be.
Yep. Hey, it's the bottom of the hour. Should we tell everybody what the fantasy draft is?
Of course we should, Ronnie. I'm just having so much fun chatting here this morning. And
We,
might I say, our viewers, look at that chat right there.
it's rolling.
By the way, we've got 18 watching. Ow, damn it. We've got 18 people watching, and 7 have liked the episode so far. So the rest of you, go ahead and just click that thumbs up while you're here with us right now. We're about to do our fantasy draft. Ronnie, take it from there.
Okay, so the fantasy draft this week is detective shows / movies.
Oh,
so,
is it really? Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was TV shows.
Yeah. Well, either one.
Okay.
And honestly, everything on my list is a TV show, so we could probably just narrow it down to detective TV shows. Any era.
I think in the not propaganda. That's such a negative word. In the descriptor, I think I said something about the best / worst cop or detective TV shows.
Some of them were the best and the worst at the same time.
That's what I went for. I always think that the worst is the funniest. So
I think I have the number one, and I had kind of forgotten about it until I was doing my research on it, and it overtook my previous number one that I had in mind. So I think I have the crowd favorite. Unfortunately, almost all of mine are from the 70s and 80s.
okay, well,
Which,
you know, Ron, look. Number one, in as much as I've tried to control this game so it wouldn't go to your head, it has. And you make the rules as you go along, Ronnie. And
Yeah.
even when I say you're wrong, Ron, this is what happened,
right.
you refuse to believe that you're ever wrong.
Not so far. You thought I might have been, but I wasn't. Not completely wrong.
Uncle Titus, who is Otis Magoo, says Chips, second worst TV. Yeah, that would count. Those are cops.
Yep.
Highway Patrol, but
Ken,
for
Ken
this
Blythe says the original Pink Panther or Columbo. Those are good
Columbo.
ones. Melanie says Dragnet. Oh, Dragnet was so good.
Columbo. You mind if I ask you a couple questions, Ronnie?
I almost forgot. One more
know.
question.
I was just thinking to myself, have you ever noticed those guys that ride bikes and wear suits in your neighborhood?
You mean the
I
Mormons?
got a great idea. Why don't we have them deliver the mail? They ring every damn doorbell anyway. All right.
Peter Falk, man, he freaking owned that. That's a good one. And Robert says Scooby Doo. Oh boy,
They were detectives, I take it, right?
those kids, they foiled a lot of plots. Those guys would have gotten away with it too if it hadn't been for those rotten kids.
No, there's a word you're missing there. What is it? Those stinking kids. Meddling.
Oh, meddling.
That's
Yeah,
the word.
meddling sounds right.
They weren't for those
That sounds
meddling
right.
kids.
Yeah.
Okay, I'd like to put that on the table, Scooby-Doo.
Scooby Doo's on the table.
Okay, all right.
Oh, Charlie's Angels, Hawaii
Oh,
Five-O.
yeah, Charlie's. See, I'll tell you, like, who wouldn't make this list? James Bond. You know why? Because
Secret agent.
He's a spy.
Yeah, he's a secret agent.
He's a spy
Not,
who loved me.
he's not a detective. No, these are detective shows. And Melanie, she's killing it. She also got Hawaii Five-O, Magnum PI, Murder She Wrote. Wait, wait. Yeah. Oh,
Is that
so
the Ventures or the Safaris?
uh, I'm not sure who did that, honestly.
Oh, hey, that reminds me of something. We'll get to our draft in a minute here, okay? So, a really dear friend of mine by the name of Lori Sacco. She used to be on the radio on Y92 or 92.5 or whatever the hell they used to call that with Paul and Phil, some other buddies of mine. And Lori she's a real estate agent, and she's an incredible musician. And I'm trying to remember now what I was going to say about this wonderful woman. And I lost my train as I looked down at my phone. I'm sorry. I wanted to give a shout. Oh, I know. I wanted to give a shout out to her. I don't know that she watches this, but I'll let her know. She turned me on to something called Google Song Quiz.
I'm in.
Okay, so let's talk a little technology here. This is something that in the know people already knew about this, but to me, it was like an answer to my prayers. What I mean is, throughout my DJing years on the radio, I've played thousands and thousands and hundreds of thousands of songs. And I have various ways of remembering the name of a song and the artist who did the song, especially if they were played on records or, for that matter, on carts, what we used to play in the radio business, which is something that looks like an 8-track. But my point is this. I digress. Ronnie, you got to try this.
Okay.
Are you looking for it? It's in your app store, and it's free. And the
all
way
my social media, all my items are tied up at the second.
Oh, yeah, I can understand. Corvette Ronnie, best detective theme song. Yeah, that's a good one, too. So it's called Google Song Quiz. And the way you play this is you get matched up against 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe as many as 5 different people. And you pick an era like 60s, 70s, 80s. And they ask you, they play a little snippet from the song, and it isn't always the hook. But they play a snippet from the song, and then you have like roughly, 5 seconds to answer this. And it's voice activated.
Okay.
So, and if you get the name of the song, let's say that's 100 points. But if you get the name of the song and the group or the artist, it's an additional 100 points.
Oh, wow.
And I was playing, the first time I played, I went for 70s.
Right.
And I won the game. Wasn't my best round, but I won the first game that I ever played. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I want to try the 60s.
Yeah.
Well, as it turned out, Ronnie, I won 9 more games in a row.
Dang.
So, I was thinking maybe there's the fly again. Damn it. 2. And I don't know about the cat. I'm sorry. Somebody asked about the cat. The cat hasn't made her way out here. She's probably eating the canned food right now. So maybe there's a way we can get on this and play.
That would be fun.
But I'm just telling you, you really don't stand a chance.
I'm really good with music, but I have not played over the course of my life even 1/10 of the music that you have.
You probably have on guitar.
Yeah, but even then, it's the same 100 songs or so over and over again. But we watch a lot of Good Day Sacramento on TV, and Tina has a thing, Tina Makua, called Teens
Right.
Tunes. And when she does 70s, I'm fire. I cannot be stopped. I can only be contained. So 70s is really, that's my strong suit. I'm also pretty good in the 60s. Um,
And
maybe
they
not
did
even.
usually for one of them. I forgot we were even doing a show here.
Oh, people still watching? Yeah, there's 18 people in here. How about that?
Yeah. I need more coffee. I've just been up so freaking long this morning. It's like
Yeah.
Uncle Titus says,
So,
"Car 54, where are you?"
you know
I
what?
remember that.
That wasn't really a detective show. That's a cop show. Kind of like Chips was a cop show.
Yeah.
Kind of like, oh, TJ Hooker, cop show. Not a
Yeah.
detective show. I
Yeah.
still haven't seen my top pick in here yet.
You know,
And
I'm sorry, Melanie picked Rockford Files, and I was thinking we should nominate that for best theme song.
uh, okay, hold on a second. Probably about all I can play without getting
Yeah,
us
yeah,
a copyright violation. And he drove that old Firebird too. Remember, he had a brown
I
Firebird.
sure do. Yeah,
Yeah,
Jim Rockford,
Jim Rockford. What was his name? His name was
James Garner.
James Garner. Yes, boy, he was probably the coolest detective.
So Ken Blythe says music trivia, a whole lot of material that you have to know. Yeah, and you know what's funny? I do. I know it so well. And you know what else is ironic? No one cares.
Yeah,
Makes no difference
uh,
anymore.
it's one of those things that it used to be I could rattle off the MVP of Super Bowls for like 10 or 15 years, the last 10 or 15 years. But now it's like, who cares? You just go to Google and you Google it.
Yeah,
Same thing with music.
yeah.
If you want to know a song and you know 3 words of that song in order, throw it in Google and it'll come up with the name and the lyrics for the song.
What do they call that again? Where they anticipate what you're gonna say?
Oh,
Well, you know what I
yeah.
mean. You only, like Ronnie said, you type in like 2 words and it already takes you right there.
Yep.
That's amazing the way that they have those related keywords and such.
Yep.
Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and
Talk about
Hutch.
a great car.
That Torino,
I just
Gran
saved this.
Torino.
I just saved us a fly right there. So you know.
Yeah. Yeah, there were a lot of Magnum PI had a pretty cool detective car too.
Yeah. All right. Well, we better get to it, Ron.
I think we should.
Policewoman with Angie Dickinson. Man, she was hot back in the day, wasn't she?
Oh, dang. She
She had
wore
those
them
long
boots.
legs. Oh,
Yeah. She had them boots that went up to her knees.
I'm
I
not
use
getting to half the
Google's.
stuff I wanted to get to today. Maybe we should go long. What would happen? Nothing.
uh, yeah. I'd probably have to take a bathroom break. That would happen.
Oh well, we could deal with that. We could deal with anything. Okay, I got mine ready, Ronald.
I got mine. I got mine ready.
We're gonna rock paper the scissors the hell out of this. Gotta
Oh,
move my coffee.
I gotta
Okay,
stretch a
you know
little
what?
bit.
Let me look at mine real quick here.
Oh, that was weird.
Okay, I think I'm ready. And then, could you look at me for a minute? All right, I got it.
Okay. All right.
I either know what you're gonna throw, or we're both gonna throw the same thing.
Or do you? All right.
And 1, 2, 3.
Oh, see?
Told you.
I
Boy,
think my paper beats your paper, though,
you know what happened? No, it didn't.
because I have bonded paper.
I was about to throw rock until you looked me in the eye, and then I knew what you were throwing.
And I was about to throw scissors.
And not only that, but I said it out loud. All right.
Okay.
All right. I'm ready.
All right.
And 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Oh, dang. This is a 1-hour show. All right. Let's see.
All right.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
And 1, 2, 3, shoot.
Yes. Yes.
Damn it. That was
I was
well played, Ron.
so in your head. I saw that coming.
I felt a
boy.
little vulnerable on that last one, on the third one.
That was even if I lose the game now, I feel vindicated that I won rock, paper, scissors.
I can understand. I was looking forward to taking that with me the rest of the day.
Oh,
Well, I beat
wait.
him at rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, dang. Breaking sports news.
Okay.
This is big. Falcons are expected to trade wide receiver Julio Jones to the Titans. Ooh, dang.
Who cares?
I was really, really hoping he would go to the 49ers. He would really complement. They'd be unstoppable.
Melanie wants to know if Barney Fife was considered a detective in the Andy Griffith Show. You know, at one point he was, when he moved to Raleigh.
Yeah. Yeah. When he's wearing a uniform, then
But
he's
that's
just
still
a cop.
That qualifies. It could be a cop show.
Yeah. Well, some of the cop shows, they show detectives. So they're not the main focus of the show, but I'd accept that. I'd still accept that. Although I don't have anything like that on my list. Mine are pure detective shows.
Wow. Okay. Well, you know what? You'll win or you'll lose. You'll die by the sword. Live by it.
So, and I'm taking the number one pick because I have not seen this in chat at all, but I believe it to be the best detective show of all time.
All right.
I'm going with Barney Miller.
Boom, 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 boom.
Barney Miller. Boom.
Great theme song.
Yeah. And Fish and Wojo and oh man.
You know
That's
what,
a cast.
Ronnie? I have to say that pick is a great one. It really is. Wojciechowicz
Yep.
was such a great character.
Yep.
It sure is an old show, and it is strictly a detective show, but it doesn't qualify as best and worst, and that's what I'm going for.
True. Yes.
Okay, so let me get back to my picks, which are
It's
right
on
here.
nobody's worst for sure.
Now, Ronnie decided to go in the direction of detective shows. I, on the other hand, have decided to go and lean more towards cop shows with my first pick.
Okay.
I'm going to say Reno 911.
Oh yeah.
Not only the best cop show, the worst cop show. Lieutenant Jim Dangle.
He's rocking them shorts. And Junior.
Oh yeah. And
And I'm not sure which came first. Which came first, Reno 911 or Super Troopers? Because one of them seems like it's a takeoff on the other.
Huh.
And
I'm not sure on that. I can't really answer that.
yeah,
All right,
that's just
so
what
then-
that's what I get. All right.
So that's going to be
So
kind of my contemporary pick.
it
And
is.
my
Yep.
next pick, I'm going to go retro, and I'm going to say Miami Vice.
Oh boy. That's
Surprise, surprise, surprise.
that did not even make my list. Amazingly enough,
And stay tuned because my last pick is going to blow you away.
that's a shocker. All right.
Okay.
Well, now I think so. I think my next pick is old and new. I'm going to go with Hawaii Five O.
Oh, okay. Jack
Hawaii Five
Lord
O.
was in the one that we grew up with, of course.
Yes.
And he used to book them
And
down.
then they just did recently have a newer version of it on CBS that we watched every single show. We recorded them, and very, very good show. They started losing characters. I think Daniel Day Kim was one of the guys, and he got kind of, and they all kind of, one of the things that happens to good shows is the actors want to make more money. And then they find out that they're popular and they can do other things. And so off they go. But the show didn't suffer much. They kept bringing in new people, and it was very good.
Book them down.
So that's my second pick. And I really think I'm going to go with Columbo.
Damn
so Peter Falk killed it with Columbo. And the other one that I was looking at that was very similar to that I didn't see mentioned here either was Beretta. You remember Beretta and Huggy Bear?
And you could take that to the bank.
Yeah. Robert Blake. Oh man, he was a pretty strong character in Beretta.
Okay, so now I have one pick remaining.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I could go one of two ways, but I'm going to go for the win. Because lately I've been going for the laugh, and that doesn't get me anywhere. But I'm going to spring one on you. You know what I did? I'll tell you what I did. You want me to tell you what I did? I'll tell you what I did. You want me to tell you?
Tell me.
Called an audible.
Oh, dang.
I was going to go with the funny until you picked your last pick.
But then you saw one-on-one coverage, and so now you're going to go, yeah.
I'm checking off. I said checking off. And I'm going to go with, hold on. I know. Let me move my coffee.
We're all sitting on the edge of our seat.
You ready?
Yes.
I'm going to go with CSI Miami.
Oh, yeah, okay. What is that guy's name again? Is it Timothy?
I can't remember his name. I'm
he's
sorry.
from Sacramento, isn't he? I don't know.
You know what? As I recall, that was the first show that my wife and I actually binged watched separately. Yeah. And it was one of those things where I kind of got her into it,
Yeah.
Like, well, hey, I'm watching the show I think you might enjoy. And that was all I had to do. And then it was on religiously 24 hours a day on our TVs. All right, so Ronnie, I'm ready. Let's go. People, you got to get your votes in.
Let's recap here real quick. I had the first pick. I took Barney Miller. Then I took Hawaii Five-0. And then I took Columbo. Lou took Reno 911.
David Caruso.
Miami Vice. David Caruso. There you go. Reno 911, Miami Vice, and CSI Miami.
Right.
So what do we think here, people? Dexter was also.
Dexter was on my list, but you know what?
Yeah.
Only because I heard it was great. I'd
You,
never seen it, and so
I never watched it
I
either.
was
Yeah, but I
hesitant.
also heard it was good.
But you're right, Uncle Titus. I feel weird calling you that.
Okay, so who has the best three detective team? Who would solve more crimes? Barney Miller, Hawaii Five O, Columbo. Well, we can't do that because we know Reno 911 couldn't solve a parking ticket.
So you're saying
So,
there's a chance? Ken Blythe
uh,
says Lou this week. That's
okay,
the way to kick off the voting right there, Ken Blythe.
Lou has one vote, and that's all. Looks like you win 1-0.
Well, I appreciate all the votes.
Oh, Robert says me for the win. Thank you, Robert. You're not
Damn you.
wrong.
Damn you,
Robert's
Robert.
he's very rarely wrong. Did you ever notice that when he was your boss?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, here again, it's showing up. Rick says Ronnie. Vicky says Ronnie. Oh, I got three in a row. It's now 3-1. I think people are following Robert's advice because he had never been wrong in the past. So why would he be wrong this time?
Is it possible you folks have never seen Reno 911? Is that a possibility? Because if you
That's
haven't,
possible.
this is a
Yeah, it's
show.
possible.
I'll tell you what. This is a show I guarantee at some point during the 22 minutes plus commercials, you're going to pee your pants. I guarantee that with Reno 911. Anything else is pure circumstance.
So I was doing because I really did love that show. They would have like a pre-production meeting where they would go over the storyline, but not necessarily. And they had a few scripted lines, but for the most part, they just rolled with it. It was a lot of mumbo jumbo and improvisation. So that makes it all the better.
Yeah. Melanie Dodson says, Lou for the win, people. And
Oh,
that's
yep.
Melanie Dodson. If you can't trust her with your vote,
I don't know. She drinks a lot of wine. She's probably had a
regardless of
couple
the wine
glasses already
consumption,
this morning.
that only helps the economy.
She may not have the best judgment at this point right now. I'm
Well,
not
still,
sure.
there's nothing wrong with day drinking. And you know what? It's honestly, if you drink the red, it's like some sort of ceremonial beverage.
Well, she's like 3 hours north of us, so she's in a slightly different time zone.
Right.
So, although it's
Once you get past Reading, though, you take your own chances.
Oh, I bet you it's gonna be hotter than a firecracker up there today. Oh boy, can you imagine?
Lou for the win, people. That's worth 2
Yeah,
votes right there.
it's 4-2.
Oh, hold
It's
on
still.
a second. What's that, honey? Lou for the win? Oh, my
Sorry.
wife says Lou for the win.
Oh, Teresa, get online. Place your vote online.
I have both computers here.
Oh, dang. So sorry.
Yeah, no, so I can't, no, never mind. I can't produce
All he says, I was day drinking for 2 solid days.
that. It's called wine tasting, Ron.
Uh,
Well,
yeah.
what is it? 4-2?
4-2. 4-2. We still got 16 people in here, so there's some slackers not voting.
Not only are they not voting, they're not liking the episode.
People.
Do you really want to be known as someone who does not follow directions?
Robert, we'll have to ask him later how you were following directions.
Oh, let's not do that. You could sum up my work ethic lately as, what would Popeye say? I am what I am.
Popeye with no spinach. Yeah.
Visionary seam. Gene Barry also played Bat Masterson. He carried a walking stick, a cane. I'll contact you later. Great show. Who's Visionary Seam, Ronnie?
I think that was Otis Magoo, wasn't it?
I'm confused.
Best employee I ever managed.
Wow.
Wait, he hasn't said the name yet. We don't know that it's you.
You know what? We had this great chemistry. It was one of those things where sometimes at work something happens and you get really pissed off
Yeah.
and you fly off the handle and you don't care who hears it and all that kind of thing. Robert and I were like our safety nets.
Okay.
And we'd say, hey, look, it's probably not best to comment on this right now when you're emotional.
Yep.
Well, why don't you let yourself calm down for a couple hours and then we'll revisit this. And so he and I,
That's probably
man,
the best advice you could give anybody anytime,
yeah,
though, is
yeah.
to not make decisions when you are super, super emotionally involved.
Yeah, I love working for Robert.
Yep. Well, I think I've got this. I've doubled your score.
You're a
And
bastard. You know that?
Barney Miller, I think that really cemented it for me.
You know what? I think you're
Uh,
making stuff up because I have not seen that in the live chat. Anything about Barney Miller? If anything, people are going, Barney who?
now here's a chance for you to to gain a vote. Valerie says she wished she could vote, but she can't remember the picks. So here go the picks again.
All right,
Recapping.
all right, all right,
I had Barney Miller, Hawaii Five O,
right.
and Columbo. These are the best cop slash detective TV shows. Lou has Reno 911, Miami Vice, and CSI Miami.
Miami
Okay, Valerie.
Vice shaped the entire fashion industry
Crockett and Tubbs.
for 2 or 3 years with pastels and really light, breezy jackets.
Sports coats with a t-shirt underneath.
Yeah. And Wayfarer sunglasses,
Oh yeah. Yep.
and that was cool because if you ever lost them, you could just get a pair at the gas station.
Yep.
Nowadays, my glasses are $230.
Ooh, dang.
No glasses.
Yeah.
Although these are my sunglasses.
Oh, they are very CSI Miami-ish. Yeah. Yep. Very much so. Uh,
Any more votes? Because I'm ready to move on. Geez, we're at the
yeah,
top.
that's about it.
Oh, we didn't even get to any of our stuff today.
Oh boy. What about NASCAR? NASCAR at Sonoma.
I don't care.
You don't like the road course? You know what? It's hard to pass. It's super hard to pass there without crashing somebody. I'm not the biggest fan. I love watching motorcycle races there, but it's tough for the cars to get by one another. They usually do it on that last turn before the long straightaway, and there's so many wipeouts right there. Oh, man.
Wait a minute. Hold it. Uncle Titus says the glasses come off with just one hand.
He's not wrong. Yeah, you got to rip them off
I don't even know what
that
the hell I
way.
was thinking.
Yeah, and it's got to go cross your body. There, like that. Yes. That time you nailed it.
Again, I could do it better. Really. Let me do it one more time.
Oh, well, that was also good. But Valerie went for Ronnie this week. So it's now 5-2. There was one final vote cast.
All right, you win. I give up.
Now I'm shutting down the voting.
Uncle Titus says nailed it. Thank you.
Yeah, you really did. That was spot on.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you may have to practice a little bit more, but
I'll try it again next week.
I think you got the gist of it.
All right, I guess we got to get out of here.
About that time. It's 9 something. My clock is slow.
I
It's
didn't get to
9:05.
anything I wanted to talk about. I'm so bummed out. I wanted to talk about Anonymous. had something to say for Elon Musk.
Oh, wow.
Today is the Floyd Mayweather Logan Paul fight online. There is no way that you can watch this for free. There's no way. I've checked everything.
Yeah.
The only way is if you take a free trial of what is it? Whatever
Rogaine?
stars or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
If you take
Yeah.
a free trial of that, I think you can get it. Maybe I don't want to go down that route.
It may also be showing because we've watched some fights at Buffalo Wild Wings. And then we also watched one at, what was that, Toby Keith bar? I love this bar or something like that.
Yeah.
I've watched fights there before. That place is no longer in existence, by the way. They went out of business.
I
But
didn't know that.
some of the sports bars show it. They have permission to show it. So if you really want to see the fight, do a little calling around, and you may be able to see it for free.
Ronnie, do you know how much the cast members from Friends made for their reunion special?
Oh God, I have no idea. It's got to be
$2.5 million.
I was gonna say it's got to be over $1 million each.
What did you think of Mayim Bialik's job hosting Jeopardy?
She's probably my third favorite co-host so far, or host.
Ken Jennings, Aaron
Rodgers,
and her.
Yes, and
Okay.
then Amy Farrah Fowler.
All right. I'm just going straight up Ken Jennings.
Yeah, Ken Jennings has killed it.
Remember Alyssa Milano
Yep,
from Who's the Boss?
yep,
She's branched off into many other things since.
yeah.
She embraces her body hair in a stunning photo. Armpit hair, don't care. Seriously?
She might be a little bit mentally ill. A little bit.
What do you think, Ron?
Don't do it.
Don't do it?
People are bailing out of the room just in anticipation of you showing armpit hair.
Would I be selling out? Would I be selling out trying to go viral?
You know what? It's kind of okay for men to have armpit hair.
So I don't need to show it?
I think we trust that you have some.
If you have like HD smart TV right now, you're seeing how much hair I have on my chest.
Mine is invisible because it's all gray
Well, so is mine.
against
honestly.
my ET like gray skin.
Okay, so I think I think I need to do some manscaping.
Okay,
I think
I'll
about
be over in an hour. Take care of
What?
that for you.
it. I'm sorry, what?
I thought I was your Manscaped artist. I can cut
Sometimes I
some
really
designs in
worry
there.
about you.
We could do like some crop circle stuff in your chest hair. That'd be kind of interesting.
Oh, now you've piqued my curiosity. Okay, so who do you think's going to win that fight? Logan Paul or Mayweather?
Paul does not have a chance.
Not a chance in the world. No, you know what he said though? He's not going to knock him out in the first round.
Well, that's awful gracious.
Well,
Mayweather's not
if you're
going to.
paying for the fight, that's what you want to hear.
That's true. Yeah, because you don't want it to be some Mike Tyson 19-second fight. So
You know,
you
on
just barely
rules-
sit down with your beer in your hand and the guy's laying on the canvas.
Yeah.
Like, what?
Yeah. And his mouthpiece is in your beer. That's
Yeah.
never a good sign. Yeah, I get these things called reels from Instagram, and I love them because they're like 15-second views into stuff like TikTok. And I some of the ones that I've seen that come up on Watch on Facebook are Tyson fights, and it's like the best 20 knockouts.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. He was famous for that uppercut There's just no one that could take that when you're slightly wobbly.
Well, and he killed people with the liver shot. Oh my God, he delivered some of the most devastating body blows
Yeah.
ever, where guys just like he hits them, and like a split second later, they just go down to a knee.
Yep.
And they're done.
Yeah.
That dude could hit, man. He could seriously hit.
All right. Well, that's all I had to talk about this morning.
Wait a minute. Breaking news. Robert says, I think Logan will win. Floyd's heart isn't in it. He's doing it for the money only. Trust me, they're both doing it for the money only. Mayweather has nothing to he's got everything to lose. He's got nothing to win here except money. If Paul wins, I mean, that would be a huge. I think Mayweather would be done. His career, as far as boxing, is for the most part over, but it would be completely over if he loses to Logan Paul.
How much would that rematch earn him?
Oh, geez.
A rematch
Yeah.
would be almost worth more.
Yeah.
Melanie Dodson says, "Go ahead, take your shirt off, Lou. It's really okay." Isn't that what she said?
I didn't see that, but yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh, there we go.
That was close.
There we go. That's what I was, because I trust her judgment. Yeah.
Last chance.
Pass.
Can I have some privacy, please?
2 minutes. Let's end this thing, and then you can take your shirt off.
I wish I had wings. I wish I had Victoria's Secret wings.
Go drink a Red Bull.
By the way, broadcasting the show this morning live from Ronnie's backyard.
My treehouse.
Yeah. There's the sunrise over Orangevale.
It's nice.
Nice. Okay. Got plans for today, Ronnie? What are you doing?
I don't know. It's not going to be as hot as it was yesterday, so we might actually get out and do something. We've been and I've worked the last 2 days. Man, I was exhausted last night.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
2 long days, and it was in the 90s both days. It was nothing better than working out in the sun in a black uniform, is there? Really? Yeah. It's good stuff.
I was thinking there.
It's good stuff.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being so chipper this morning. I'm sure you probably didn't want to get up, but we appreciate it.
I slept like a rock.
All right, good. Glad to hear that. Okay. I will be watching the golf, I believe, and the Yankees are playing that team that I don't talk about ever, and nor do you.
I know.
Yeah, and I realize I can't even say what I call them when I have to refer to them as something. I really shouldn't even say that because that's a slur.
Oh, boy. Well, I think we all know. Oh, it's also, I have to say happy birthday to my mother-in-law. Today's her 39th birthday.
Huh. She sure looks young.
Yeah. Yep. She's taking care of herself. It's only going to be 88 in Reading today. Oh.
Well, then it's not going to be that hot here, guaranteed.
Yeah, shoot. Yeah, we're probably looking at, we might be in the low 80s today here then. There's usually about a 8-degree difference.
91 for the high.
Here?
Yeah.
When has it ever been hotter here than Reading? Dang.
That'll do just fine.
Or maybe it's 88 there already. I don't know.
It's like my air conditioning unit goes, okay, look, we're at 98 degrees outside right now.
Right.
And I'm doing my best.
I can maybe sustain life, but it's never going to be an ice box in your house.
No. And you know, if it goes to 99, I still will give you everything I got. But once you break that 100 mark, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm your air conditioner, and I'm telling you, I'm done.
Yeah, everybody thinks you can get a 25-degree difference with an air conditioner. It's tough.
I can tell you that I grew up a sharecropper son. No, I grew up a poor black child. No, I grew up with a man who was refrigeration and air conditioning mechanic.
Okay.
And we lived in a house that did not have central heat and air.
Ooh, boy.
So my dad had air conditioning, window air conditioning units mounted and positioned in certain areas to completely cool the house down because he hated it when it was hot in the house.
Yep.
Our house was like a constant 62 degrees when I grew up. And you'd go out to the air conditioner and you'd look at it, and it would look like Rodney Dangerfield doing stand up. I'll tell you, I got no respect. You kidding me? It's hot out. How hot is it? I'll tell you how hot it is. Anyway.
We had a wall air conditioner,
Uh-huh.
and it would basically cool the living room only. We closed the whole house off, and we just kept the living room warm. If you had to go into a bedroom or the bathroom, 20-degree difference.
Oh my God.
It was just, yeah, it was. And I used to love, I had friends that had swamp coolers. You remember swamp coolers?
Sure, of course.
Yeah. And those kept the house pretty cool. So my friend Doug Marquette, they had a swamp cooler, and I would go down there and sit in their living room, and it was a marked difference from our house.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
California, man, we put up with this day after
Yep.
day after day after day.
my first two cars didn't even have air conditioning.
I remember when I bought my brand new pickup truck. It was a 79 GMC step side.
Uh-huh.
And they said to me, well, don't you want air conditioning? I said, no, I just want the base model.
Yep.
Regrets.
I've had a
few. That was one. Too many to mention. All right. You want to do another hour? No.
Oh, well, we're already well on our way.
All right.
We're 20 minutes into it almost.
Oh,
Hey,
okay.
just everybody remember, on your way out, smash that thumbs up if you don't mind.
Yeah, we're at 9 and there's 13 people watching, so click that thing. Vicky says, I couldn't live without central air. Well,
Yep.
we did. I remember when we first moved to California, we moved into my Uncle Betsy and Aunt Betsy and Uncle Bob's house. Wow, that's a whole new dynamic right there. And they had a swamp cooler on the top of the house.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And it didn't matter how hot it was just hot.
Yep. Because it does. It introduces moisture into the air. So, yep.
Yeah. Okay, you guys, we'll get out of your face. Make sure to like
Yeah.
the program, please. You're right there anyway. You're looking at it. Like the program. We sure would appreciate it. Father's Day is on the way.
Boy, that's right.
Let's see. 13th. Do you know what day it is, Ronnie, for sure?
June
20th?
19th? Wait, 20th. Wait, let me see. 20th.
No, that can't be it.
Yeah, it's June 20th.
Oh.
So it's 2 weeks from today.
Okay, so next week maybe we'll come up with some ideas for things you can get your dad
There you go.
that he'd appreciate.
Yep.
All right.
How about like not touching the thermostat? Dad would appreciate that a lot.
Ironically, my 26-year-old son controls the thermostat around here to the point that he replaced the thermostat itself
Yeah.
with a digital one that he can control from his room.
Ooh, nice. Nice touch.
All right. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next week on Men Are So Smart. Thank you very much.
Bye-bye. There we go.